Blog Talk Radio.
Check out the full episode of this on MENTELLECT Patreon.
In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, and Amen, we trust, and Amen, we think, and Amen, we continue forward forever. Good evening. I'm your host, the intellectual NUBEN MENKARAYZZ. This is MENTELLECT, and this is Mesoamerican Radio. And tonight, we're going to be asking and answering the question, was land really taken away from the red Mongoloid Indians in America? Was land really taken away from them? You know, why I'm talking about this is because we hear the big thing about reparations and, you know, so-called black people here in America trying to get reparations for the labor the slave labor that they were forced to do and endure, you know, at the threat of death, you know, and basically being forced into roles of slavery, you know, under this law here. And yet, here you have the so-called, and I want y'all to ponder this for a minute. Here it is, black people were forced, so-called black people were forced in this country to work and slave for white people and build up this country's economy. This country's economy was built off of slave labor. This country's economy was built off of slave labor. It was not built off of any other kind of labor but slave labor. The so-called immigrants that came here in the late to the early 20th century. They came here and they started giving them jobs on working in certain places on the railroads and doing other things. But the people that performed the real work that got the economy going was so-called black people in slavery. Not just picking cotton, but, you know, tobacco and everything else, and, you know, coffee, doing anything, you know, and also maintaining farming land, building homes, building houses, building a lot of these buildings you see all over the place built by slaves. A lot of the building is done by slaves. You see, and this is why I told you, this is how you know our people were skilled labor, and this is what made us valuable as slaves, because we knew how to do everything, because we lived here before everybody else. Now, question. You see, this is how you debunk stuff. Now, you know the white man wasn't teaching slaves anything. They wasn't teaching them anything, okay? They didn't know how to build anything, so they wasn't teaching anything. So how did these brick buildings, how did these buildings get built, right? If the slave masters wasn't teaching them nothing. They basically had to do things for themselves, you see. They had to basically do all this stuff for themselves. Was land really taken away from red Mongoloid Indians in America? No, it was not. That's a lie. How you going to have land taken away from you that you never really cultivated? They didn't cultivate no land here. The so-called Mongoloid Indians did not cultivate any land here. All the land was cultivated by so-called black people, the real Native Americans who were here, who have Mesoamerican ancestry. All the Mesoamericans are bronze people. The Mongoloid Indians came later, around the time of the Mayans. They came and crossed the Bering Straits, and they came and adopted a lot of our customs and whatnot, which became American Indian customs, which you know today as. Okay? But these people are not native to America. These people are Asiatics. The native people are the people who were here, the first people here, that watched everybody come here as immigrants to see, and that's our people. Okay, so these people never cultivated the land. The so-called American Indians, the Mongoloids, they lived off the land. They was always eating buffalo, setting up teepee. They've never had any farmland. They've never cultivated any. You've never heard anything of them cultivating any land. Why do they receive land today? For helping the white man against us. That's really why. For helping them against us, for chasing them down, siding with the white man against us, because they sided with the white man against us, man. They don't want to tell you that. Look up that book of Red Masters, Black Slaves. Why did they really get reservations? Because, like I said, that was for their helping, not going against the white man for us, taking sides with the white man against us. That's really why I think I really believe they got their reparations for that. Because what else could they have got reparations for? They didn't own no land. They told you they didn't think it was possible for nobody to own land. So what are you giving them money for? Did black people have land taken away from them? Yes, they did. All of America was taken from our people. All of it, wherever the places where was the most fertile was taken away from our people. Where we were setting up and farming the land and cultivating the land. Why don't black people receive reparations? Because then that would mean that they really don't want, they have to go and dig deep and start telling the truth about who the real natives are and what our link is to this country. What does this mean in the future of our people? Hopefully clarity. That's all I can say, but that's it. For the complete broadcast, you're going to have to go to MENTELLECT Patreon. Go to MENTELLECT Patreon for this complete broadcast, because it will not, I guarantee you, it will not be on YouTube. Subscribe to MENTELLECT Patreon and join the Mesoamerican community.
Rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of MENTELLECT, black race to the white race. If it's hell, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capability that we can